going on YouTube? FitnessKensho here. Today we got another tutorial for you guys, and definitely it's going to be a specialty movement. Now, when we first start working out, what's the first thing people say? You know, stick to the basics. Bench, squats, deadlifts, and that's pretty much going to build the foundation to actually use different exercises to enhance other muscle groups, right? So let's just start with the squats. So squats, obviously, we grab the barbell, we put it on the traps area, and we're coming down with both legs, coming right back up. Sometimes one leg or one quad can get more tension than the other. So the only way to fix that type of imbalance is to use some type of unilateral movement. And the exercise that we have today that I wanted to show you guys is gonna be the Bulgarian split squats. Now, Bulgarian split squats are pretty difficult just because it does require you to have some type of balance. And obviously it's gonna isolate that one leg. So now you are pretty much putting the entire load of your body on one leg and just trying to pretty much come down to 90 degrees and come back up without fully locking out your leg, which is keeping maximum tension on the quad. So that's why I kind of like this exercise. One, is good because it does work on that balance. If you do like walking lunges and you find yourself always like stumbling every time you take that step, doing the Bulgarian split squats obviously is going to build those stabilizer muscles to keep you in a fixed position, so that when you do the lunges, you'll be better at, you know, keeping your steps in place, right? And I know you guys probably are wondering like, oh, how come walking lunges isn't one of those exercises to fix those imbalances? And yes, it is. Yes and no. In my opinion, so I'll put it to you this way: when it comes to the walking lunges, the fact that we have to go, you know, we'll go one leg at a time, we'll go here, and then we'll go to the next one, while the other one's working, one is relaxing. Without further ado, let me show you guys how the Bulgarian split squats are performed. So we're gonna use this place of the seated row to pretty much perform it. No need to use a bench. You can use a box, or if you have like one of those stability balls, then you can just keep it in place, or just a regular bench will do as well, right? So the trick that most people don't do when they do the Bulgarian split squats is that they don't put their feet, like the top of your foot right here, this top, actually I'll show you right here. So the top of your foot right here should be laying that way across on the bench. So the top of your foot should be laying right on the bench. And that's gonna help you, one, it's gonna feel a little more comfortable, and you're not gonna feel any type of discomfort on your toes. If your toes start hurting while you're doing this, you're gonna wanna stop eventually. So you wanna make sure that back leg is as comfortable as possible, because honestly, that back leg is gonna be dead. You shouldn't be pushing off of it. It should just be there just to keep you, just because you have an extra leg and you don't know where the hell to put it, right? You can't do it's hard to do a squat with one leg, you know, so you gotta keep that just to keep your balance going, but you're not pushing off of it. So, so I'll start with my right leg. I'll put, again, right here. So the top of my foot is gonna be right on the bench, so that when I come down to about 90, right there, and then I come right back up. Down and up. So here's the motion you want to keep right here. So you want to keep that perfect 90-degree angle right here. Knee obviously is not going over the toe, and you're keeping all that tension on the quad, coming right back up. You want to push off of that foot that you have in front of you, that you're trying to focus on, and that's going to keep the maximum tension on that quad. When that starts getting easy, now don't get me wrong, doing just body weight is extremely difficult, just because think of it as more of your body weight is just on that single leg, especially if you're trying to X out the back leg that's kind of hanging on the bench. So now when that starts getting easy, what are you gonna do? You're gonna add some weight, right? You got a couple options. You can either do grab a barbell. In my opinion, a barbell is gonna be a little more difficult just because now you have to balance yourself on this thing, and then you gotta put a barbell on your neck, and if you tip over, your hands are on the barbell. So in my opinion, I don't think that's a good idea. So what I'm gonna use is gonna be dumbbells. Dumbbells is a little safer, and it's just a little easier to control just in case you do lose your balance. So this time I'll start with the left leg. I'll put right here and right there. I'm gonna come down and then back up. Down and up, right there. So making sure that you're always pushing off with that leg that's in front of you, and keeping the weights just pretty much hanging. You're not grabbing the weights at all. You're just coming down and then coming right back up with the actual weights, right? There you guys have it. That is the Bulgarian split squats. I try to incorporate that exercise at least once in my training routine. There's always going to be some type of imbalance from training, right? And the trick is to pretty much find them when you can actually see them. Like if you can clearly see that, you know, one of your arms is smaller than the other one, then definitely attack that other arm just to make it grow a little bit so you don't look funny. Honestly, like if you're into bodybuilding, obviously symmetry is one of those main things that you get judged on if you are a competitor. So definitely trying to get, you know, equal size on each of your muscle groups is very important. And when it comes to our legs, if we do generate some type of imbalance there, the Bulgarian split squats is going to be one of those number one exercises to correct those. All right. So if you guys like this video, please give this one a thumbs up. I posted, I know I've been talking about my lean gains program for the females. It is finally up on my website as well as the males. So if you haven't downloaded any of those two programs, if you're a female, grab that program. If you're a male, grab the 2.0 and get started with that program. I would appreciate feedback on the program, especially for the females. I am going to test it out for like about a week because, you know, the program hits legs at least 3 times, and you know what? I can use a little more leg work. So I'm gonna try it out for this upcoming week, just test it out. But I wanna see if any of my female supporters have like any suggestions. See if maybe at the rest times were too short, or maybe the sequence of the exercise is a little more difficult. Like, just to give you a perfect example, when I first created Lean Gains 1.0, I did, what was it? I was doing rack pulls and then supersetting it with dumbbell shrugs. Now, after you do rack pulls and your lower back is pretty much taxed, now you got to stand up and, you know, shrug. That's a lot more tension on your lower back as well. So that was a bad combination. I pretty much changed it around and did shrugs and actually replaced the rack pulls with good mornings. So now at that point it's a little bit easier on the lower back, and honestly at the end, if your lower back is hurting with the good mornings, that's what you want. You want to attack the lower back. You don't want to, you know, have a weak lower back and then have to do another movement that's going to kind of aggravate the lower back a little bit more, put more tension on the lower back when you're trying to activate a different muscle group. So that's kind of like the things that I'm looking for as far as the feedback for that program. All right. So again, that's the Bulgarian split squats. Like the video if you did find it helpful. Leave your comments below if you do have an exercise that you need covered. Because again, I do have pictures in these programs, but sometimes the pictures do not do them justice. So drop the comments below. Let me know if there's a particular exercise you want me to cover, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Take care.